to Papyrus unrolls and voids with 0-point memory cores. Scripts older than Anunnaki tours, inscribed in torsion that never tolls. They post through ley line server nodes, disguised as comet tails that erode. Each glyph a quibbit wrapped in code that decoheres when egos implode. Cloaked orbs phase through magnet poles, no radar signature, no exhaust. They broadcast glyphs in infrared gloss that rewrite cells at filament course. Merkaba fields into roid spin, recalibrate the collagen within, while lattice points drink starlight in and vomit fractals through the skin. Atlantean Codex fragments drift on carrier waves of Schumann shift. Each syllable splices DNA riff, code and prayers the skeptics miss. The heart chamber becomes a drum that hammers fire through every thumb, while pineal calcite starts to hum and downloads what the ancients sung. Obsidian mirrors crack and bend, reflecting timelines that never end. They loop through Mobius karmic trends where every when becomes again. Sacred geometry breathes in hex, the flower opens then complex. The grid ignites the veil and anxious thought becomes what it projects. No pen was used, no hand was stained. The verses rose when terror waned, when fear dissolved, the ether drained and poured the forbidden into veins. Rhymes encrypted in cymatic sort reshape the water in the vault, while breath becomes the default assault that cracks the simulated fall. Black sun mandalas rotate slow, releasing tones that only crows and initiates in silence. Know the frequency that makes stars bow. Kundalini double helix climbs past ascendant master warning signs, past guardian spheres and borderlines into the source where no eye shines. Dreading forks pierce astral fog, Wayan Durham rewrites the log, while Lorthy Doobie programs the dog that guards the gate inside the fog. Each stanza spirals counterclock, then clockwise paradox unlock. The cube dissolves, the sphere takes stock, the torus breathes, the prison drop. They hit the keys and meter schemes and dactylic hexameter dreams, and Petrarchan turns and Spencerian scenes where meaning bleeds through verbal beams. Now summoned back through vocal heat, the foamans march on silent feet and plant the seed where timelines meet. The harvest blooms when hearts repeat. No doctrine claims the final word. The chant itself becomes the bird that carries flame through every third dimension curve until it's heard. The larynx gates become a forge where sacred outrage starts to gorge on entropy until it disgorges like that nothing can engorge. And when the final bar descends, the field collapses, then expands. The breath ignites, the circuit bends. The avatar no longer stands. What once was me is now the lens. Pure resonance without pretense. The verse outlives the flesh defense, and silence finally makes sense. Makes sense. Crystal Akasha cassettes rewind through coronal holes in the mind where timelines braid and then unbind, depositing glyphs no scribe could find. They echo off the event horizons, rim and frequencies that devout can't hear. Each pulse a scalpel slicing limb from phantom egos cherubim. Silent saucers breach the dome with zero mass, no thermochrome. They phase through adamantite bone and rewrite marrow's monochrome. The time is blooms, electric rose, the vagus fires and indigo throws, while solar plexus overloads and dumps the fear and ether flows. Paleo Sanskrit circuits flare and basalt slabs beneath the square where ley line nexus meets the air and breathes instructions no one shares. The syllables self-assemble there. Phonemic serpents coil instead and strike the pineal's calcite lair and flood the cortex with solar glare. No author signs the astral page. The script ignites when outrage rages, when heartbreak cracks the birdcage stages and frees the beast from gilded cages. Rhyme becomes the carrier phage that infects the grid with sacred gauge, calibrating every age until the matrix starts to gauge. Obelisk conmitings resonate through granite veins at 33's gate, while Fibonacci spirals wait to catch the breath before it's late. The heart's toroidal dynamo spins by encoded ratio grins and projects the lattice where the twins of duality finally begins to thin. They buried verses under ice in Antarctic vaults of frozen vice, where subharmonic keys suffice to melt the programming device. Now vocal cords become the vice that crushes somatic sacrifice and bursts the tone that pays the price. The silence screams, the truth complies. Capri beetles roll the sun across the zodiacs undone. Each dung ball glyph another one that loads the Akashic run, while throat chakra vortex spun ejects the curses, welcomes none. But golden ratio overruns the field until the war is won. No self survives the mantra blast. Identity burns up fast. The avatar becomes the ash that fertilizes what will last. Each bore a phoenix thermonuclear flash that turns the timeline's broken glass into mirrors. Wait, the mass awakens in mass. Sacred dissonance climbs the staff past guardian cherubim laugh past Sephiroth collapse and aftermath into the Ain Soap's autoclave where formless light begins to have and then quadruple paradox grave. The chant outlives the mortal slave. The vessel cracks, the waveform saves, and when the resonance peaks once more, the auric shell begins to pour through what once was you is nothing more. Ancient Codex fragments drift through coronal breaches in the mind's black vault, where timelines braid like living sinew, depositing glyphs no mortal hand ever wrought. They pulse on carrier waves of forgotten Schumann spikes, rewriting cellular salt. Each syllable a torsion blade that carves the ego's phantom scaffold. The halt stealth geometries phase through magnet of pow skin, no exhaust trail, no radar echo. They infiltrate fascia webs with infrared precision, reprogramming collagen echo. Thymus blooms, electric lotus under rose gold coronal pressure. Vegas ignites indigo flow, solar plexus chambers erupt in amethyst plasma. Cortisol rivers cascade through shadow. Paleo Sanskrit circuits flare along basalt. Ley line conduits buried beneath polar night. Auroral venom floods the channels. Forbidden frequencies bleed electric light. Phonemic serpents coil through quantum mercury veins. Strike pinal diamond with blinding white. Calcite buzzing air floods the cortex in primordial platinum torrents, drowning doubt in sight. No signature stains the astral parchment. Outrage ignites when containment cracks. Heartbreak shatters the gilded ribcage vault. Primal essence erupts through emerald tracks. Verse transmutes the bioluminescent phage swarm. Infects the holographic matrix with viridian packs. Dimensional Hanani warp the simulated silk until ultraviolet oil bleeds through the fractures. Obelisk Kamadi's hammer crystalline arteries at 33's cadmium threshold blaze. Fibonacci vortices coil molten amber to intercept the exhalation before it fades. Toroidal dynamo projects golden ratio plasma through translucent jade cellular arrays. Duality illusions incinerate in violet phosphorus opposing poles fusing mercury cascade. Verses fossilized in Antarctic glacial crypts engineered from cryogenic dread alloy. Programming monoliths liquefy when vocal resonance strikes the resonant titanium alloy. Chords become hydraulic obsidian press pulverizing somatic curses and emerald shockwave deploy. Primordial infrasound bursts the frequency that shatters control grids in sapphire coronino soy. Kepri scarabs roll solar obsidian spheres across zodiac cold ruins soaked in blood brune ink. Each jet black orb injects liquid star memory payload straight into the Akashic sync. Laryngeal vortex roars expels black lotus malediction. Summon sovereign heliotrope brink. Five proportion surges uncontained until adversarial shadows drown in molten ultraviolet drink. Ego evaporates beneath the relentless mantra thermite detonation wave. Identity charged to iridescent ash that fertilizes what the remnant will save. Phoenix thermonuclear flare reconstructs timeline shards from obsidian grave parade. Mass consciousness ignites through mirror lattice re-engraving in violet coronal cascade. Dissonant intervals ascend the sephirotic obsidian staff past cherubim laughter's chromium jeer. Beyond collapse emanations into formless violet black expanse where boundaries disappear.